This is the Spigen AirSkin MagFit case for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8. It's a super thin, transparent case that adds minimal protection to the front and back of your phone. And it has a built-in magnet ring, but there is no hinge protection and no integrated screen protector. The box includes a QR code that takes you to an installation video and spare adhesive strips. The case itself looks good, though I do think it picks up dust and smudges easily. To install the case, simply snap on the back casing to your Fold 8 and then remove the adhesive strips from the inside of the front casing. You can then snap it onto the front of your Fold 8. This is clearly not a case that offers a lot of protection, but I do think it looks fantastic. It's super slim and super lightweight too, with my scale showing that the case only added 24 grams of weight to the overall weight of your phone. I also purchased a sync wire magnetic phone ring holder. This makes the case easier to hold and the ring doubles as a stand too, but it does add a further 35 grams of weight. So at this point, I have been using the Spigen AirSkin case with my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 for 13 days. And I know that because I can see the date that I recorded the unboxing, because that's when I applied the case to this phone. And I've been using the case with my phone everywhere. So I've used it in a lot of different scenarios. Now it's worth noting that I bought this case from Amazon UK for £28.99, but as I record this, it looks like it's reduced to around £20, which is a fantastic price, because that makes this not only one of the cheapest, or it might be the cheapest cases that Spigen sells, certainly for the Galaxy Z Fold 8, but it also makes it just one of the cheapest cases for the Galaxy Z Fold 8, period. Certainly, if you look on the marketplace and you look at all the cases that are available for this phone, this is on the cheaper end. So it's one of the kind of cheaper cases that you can buy. So what do you get if you buy this case? Well, it's a minimal case that shows off your phone's color. You've got back casing, you've got a kind of minimal front casing here, gives you minimal protection, but it does give some protection. But one of the key features is that you get MagSafe, so you can use it with accessories, which is what I did. I bought that little phone holder, which is good because this doesn't come with a stand. So that's a nice little addition to this, because it adds functionality. So this is something that's really changed the way that I use this case. But obviously we get wireless charging as well, if I can get it in the right position. There we go. So we've got wireless charging, and of course we have wired charging. So we've got the cutout for charging with a cable as well. So no issues there. Now, it's worth noting, you know, if I bring this up to the camera, hopefully it gets in focus here, you can see that it says Spigen there. Not everyone is going to like that. But another thing to note here is that the volume rocker is not protected. I'm not sure why they've done that. I'm not sure why they never protected that. I understand why they never protected the fingerprint sensor, the power button, because you need to access that to unlock your phone, but I'm not sure why they didn't continue the protection here past the volume rocker. Another thing is, well, there's no integrated screen protector, and you also notice there, see the black strips? I saw some people complain about this. It's not a thing for me, but I can see why they're complaining. The adhesive strips in the front part of the case are black. I don't think it looks terrible with my phone because of the colour of my phone, but if you've got a different colour, I can see why some people would be annoyed, because those strips are going to stand out a little bit more. I'm not sure why they went with black and not just, you know, clear strips. Another thing to note, and this is a negative, this is a smudge magnet. You can see it's very easy to smudge, but it's also a bit of a dust magnet as well. Now, I did give this a little bit of a clean a couple of days ago, but I wanted to show you how bad this is. If you look at the top casing here, you can see that just with having this in like my jeans pocket or my trousers or something, you can see all the dust that has been picked up there at the top. It just seems to gravitate to that little area there. And it's the same at the side actually. If I hold that up, you can see a lot of dust seems to get trapped inside. So it looks a little bit grubby. Now you can take this off and you can give it a wipe, you can clean it, but you know, after a few days, after a week, that's going to come back. And I mean, this is an issue that happens with most cases. It does get dusty after a while. You need to wipe it down. But I just noticed that this got a little bit grubby, a little bit quicker. But part of the reason for that is because this is a clear case, so it's just a little bit more visible. So from a protection point of view, there is some protection there for the camera lens, as you can see. So we still get a bit of a wobble. But there's no protection for the hinge at all. Nothing. So if you're worried about scratching or damaging the hinge, this is not the case for you. But there's no integrated screen protector here either. Now, I was hoping to try this with a screen protector. I did buy a screen protector, but it wasn't a good one. I had a lot of issues applying it, so I just decided not to use it because it was just lots of dust and marks on the screen protector. So I've used the case without a screen protector, and it works well like that. Now, I did see a comment on Amazon. Someone left an Amazon review that said that the official Spigen screen protector for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 doesn't play well with this case. So they're saying that the Spigen screen protector, it must not go to the edges, or it goes too far over the edges. I'm not sure, but that is something to think about. If you have a screen protector on, it could clash with this. I don't know. I wasn't able to test it myself, but just something you have to be aware of. I mean, one of the reasons I didn't like the screen protector I purchased was because it didn't go all the way to the end. So that could be a pro or a con depending on the case that you buy. But it's actually worked well without a screen protector anyway, because I do still have some protection there at the front. So, you know, I can put this down. I don't have to worry about the screen being scraped or damaged in any way. So it's a really nice case to use. And that's one of the benefits of this. You know, you've got a minimal design. I do think it looks good. Yeah, it's a bit smudgy. There's a lot of dust, but I do think it looks good. And it's certainly lighter than the last case that I used. You may recall that I had a SUP case on before, which was bigger, heavier, but that case did offer a lot of protection. It protected the hinge and it offered a lot of grip. And it's kind of the opposite here. I think this case looks nicer than the last one. We don't get a stand. We don't get a lot of protection. And also, we don't get a lot of grip. Now, if you use this case like this, you do get more grip. You can hold it better than the phone if the phone was naked. But certainly I was never confident using this case with this phone. I always felt like it was going to slip out my hand. I wouldn't say it's super slippy, but there's just no major grip here. So I do like cases that offer good grip. This is not one of them. So overall, it's a great case. I can see why lots of people like it. But there's pros and cons, and this, I mean, this is something that's always going to come up with a case like this. You know, you have to kind of pick your poison. The last case that I reviewed, it was bigger, it was heavier, but offered grip, but it was also more expensive. This is a cheap case. It looks great, but you're not really adding a huge amount of protection to your phone. What you are adding is some protection to your phone. You're offering MagSafe charging to the case as well, and I mean, the case works well. It does everything that you need, but you've just not got protection at the sides, protection here, and certainly, you know, if you dropped your phone using this case, chances are your phone's going to be damaged. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the Spigen AirSkin case. Overall, I think for the money, I think it's a good case, but just be aware of what it is and what it is not. So thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions, please do post them down below. As always, if you've liked the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I do have some more cases to review, so please stay tuned for that. I've got some more case reviews in the pipeline. But until next time, take care.